afternoon, Congress entered a new phase in that process today. For the first time, the American people hearing from two key witnesses testifying about their concerns surrounding a delay in a U.S. military aid to Ukraine. And this morning, the president's top diplomat to Ukraine dropping a bombshell, offering new alleged details about the president's push for Ukraine's leader to investigate the Bidens.
Before Congress and the American people.
If you would both rise and raise your right hand.
The U.S.'s top diplomat to Ukraine, Bill Taylor, and the senior State Department official, George Kent, testified in a historic impeachment hearing into President Trump. Both men publicly stating their understanding that President Trump had ordered nearly $400 million in military aid held from Ukraine until the country's leader announced an investigation into the Bidens and the 2016 election. Kent then adding,
the possibility of a White House meeting was being held contingent to an announcement.
During his testimony, Taylor explained why he described the situation as, quote, crazy in a text exchange with European Union Ambassador Gordon Sondland when he learned about the stipulations.
It's one thing to try to leverage a meeting in the White House. It's another thing, I thought, to leverage security assistance.
But the most significant development to come out of the hearing was Taylor's revelation of a phone call that he recently learned about. Taylor says on July 26th, one day after the president's controversial call with Ukraine's president, his staffer overheard the president asking Sondland over the phone about, quote, the investigations.
Mr. Sondland told President Trump the Ukrainians were ready to move forward.
According to Taylor, the staffer then asked Sondland what the president thought about Ukraine.
Mr. Sondland responded that President Trump cares more about the investigations of Biden, which Giuliani was pressing for.
During the hearing, Republicans tried to discredit and dismiss Taylor and Kent's testimony.
You never met the president?
That's correct.
This is what I can't believe, and you're their star witness. You're their first witness.
And today, Democrats have announced that they've scheduled two more closed-door depositions for this week, starting with David Holmes, an official working at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine, whom sources tell ABC is the staffer that Taylor mentioned. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Capitol Hill.